Hello crazy fam, if you are new here, my name is Tori and this is where we do a lot of videos on how to figure out adulting. Well, I'm trying to figure it out myself and entertain you with some vlogs, but today I am going to go over my experience with buying stocks for the first time. So this is literally my first impressions, what I'm doing in the beginning, to give you an idea for when you start doing it yourself, what it's going to be like, and maybe learn from some mistakes I make along the way, but we shall see because I am literally doing this like right in front of you for the first time. Before we get into it, I would really appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe button down below to join the crazy fam if you haven't already. And with that self promo out of the way, I need a way to buy and sell stocks because it's not as simple as like going on a website and you can start doing it. Like, you need a way to trade. I don't know if that's anyway the right terminology. And keep in mind, I am no way a financial advisor or an expert in this, so throughout this video I might not use exactly the right terminology, but I know a lot of the information out there on stock markets and investing in general is one, boring, overcomplicated, and usually taught by a male, which means a lot of people are left not knowing where to start, and that is me included. But I'm gonna go over the basics with you and what I end up doing. But like I said, I need a way to trade. So I've heard a lot about Robinhood as being a good basically free way to buy and sell stocks. So you still need to obviously use your own money to buy those stocks, but they're not charging you like a fee to do so like some other banks might do. So I am gonna log in and make a Robinhood account. So I actually have an activation code from my friend, which I'm gonna use because it gives me a free stock when I sign up. Let's say you sign up without someone's code, you're not gonna get a free stock. So it's kind of like, why not get a free stock? And so what is it? Hold on, let's see. So I went into my text message to find the code that my friend sent me, and it says that you have a 100% chance of getting a free stock, and you could get up to $179.25 worth of a stock for free just for signing up. 1 in 80 chance of getting Kinder Morgan, Snap, HP Enterprises, a bunch of like large companies, but you still have a 100% chance of getting a free stock. Okay, so once I hit claim the free stock, it's having me download the app because I'm personally doing it on my phone. And while this app is downloading, I will display my code right here and put it down below so that you can also sign up and get a free stock. Even if you're not ready to start like trading stocks and really getting into that world, it doesn't hurt to download the app, get your free stock, and just start kind of playing around on the app. So it's just gonna have me put in my basic information like my email address, my age, social security, a bunch of random questions just to verify who I am and to create my account. So pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. And then I'm gonna connect a bank account. So it looks like you can use the app without attaching your bank account right away. You can still play around and kind of see what the setup is like and how it works. To claim my free stock right now, I am on the page and it comes up with like 3 scratch off tickets type style. And so I'm just picking one and scratching it off and seeing what stock I got. So it looks like I got a Siri stock worth $5.22 because it's just one share of Siri. And that's actually pretty great. Like, I just got free $5.22 just for signing up with my friend's code, and that is so cool. So it'll let me know when it's available to buy and trade, because I remember a little bit about this from the class that I took, and there's like times in the stock market that's open and closed, and I live on the West Coast and I believe it follows the East Coast, like New York's time, or is it London? Or honestly, gotta look that up right now. Probably should know these things. Okay, Google, what time is the stock market open? And from 9:30 to 4 p.m. and Eastern Standard Time. So not my time, so other side. So if you were in California, it would be 3 hours before. Crap, that's early, and crap, that's early closing. Now that I am all signed up and I got my free stock, I kind of want to learn a tiny bit more, at least before I started playing into what exactly stocks are and what exactly the stock market is. It's been a while since I took my class, and if you're watching this, maybe you need to know the basics too. So Investopedia, I saw, had this cool little thing that said key takeaways on the stock market. It says, investing is defined as the act of committing money or capital to an endeavor with the expectation of obtaining an additional income or profit. So to simplify that, it's basically saying that investing is the idea of putting your money in now in the hopes that someday you will get more money out of it, or at least what you put into it. At least. You definitely don't want it to go below that, but the stock market does come with risks of that happening. So you sometimes have to sell your stock for less than you bought it for, which means technically you lost money. So it says, unlike consuming, investing earmarks money for the future, hoping that will grow over time. So basically just what I explained. And then it says, investing, however, comes with the risk of losses, which, like I said, is the stock is worth less than what you bought it for originally. And you have to sell it at that point. Well, you don't have to sell it, but let's say you have to, like, you need the money out of the stock market, then you have to take it out at this low point. Like just now with the stock market going crazy down, if people pulled out when it was at the bottom, like, they lost so much money. But if they pulled out before it hit the bottom, that means that they pulled out maybe for less than it was worth when they bought it, but they still pulled out in time, meaning they could buy more stocks at a lower price, so they could make up for that loss of selling a little bit lower than what they bought it at. I don't know if that makes sense. And then it says, investing in the stock market is the most common way for beginners to gain investment experience. So that is definitely what this video and what me doing right now is attempting, is trying to lean my way into the investment world, because I don't have much experience in that and much knowledge in that besides on paper and in books, and it's been a while. So this signing up for Robinhood and buying and selling stocks is my little way of getting into that world and not spending more money than I'm okay with losing. I'm kind of considering this just like buying scratch-off tickets at the gas station. So, you know, if you buy a scratch-off ticket, you're not really expecting to get that much out of it. You're not like, oh, I think this is gonna be my save all and get me the money I want, and I'm totally don't want to lose any of this money, but I'm totally gonna spend it on lottery tickets. Like, no, you're gonna buy a lottery ticket for a couple bucks and you're not really gonna care whether you lose that money or not, for the most part. And I think that's kind of how I'm going into this buying of stocks, and I think you probably should be going into this too, is you want to try it out firsthand for yourself. And so that involves spending money that you're okay with losing. And I know times are really hard right now for a lot of people, but let's say you have a few extra bucks to spend right now. Instead of going out and getting fast food that day, you spend it on buying a stock and playing around and seeing what it's like. You're never gonna have the perfect opportunity. So I kind of want to get into this world for a while, and I'm not gonna let the circumstances stop me from doing that. Robinhood aside, it says minimums to open an account. So it says that many financial institutes have a minimum deposit required. In other words, they won't accept your account application unless you deposit a certain amount of money. Some firms won't even allow you to open an account with a sum as small as $1,000. So Robinhood, it let me sign up with no money, and it also let me sign up when I check the unemployed box, which a lot of us are probably checking right now. So that means you can easily do it yourself and most likely get accepted to have an account. I wouldn't imagine why you wouldn't be able to be accepted. And so I definitely didn't have to invest $1,000. I definitely didn't have to be employed to be able to get an account. Basically, it is saying that a lot of these companies are going to charge a commission on buying and selling the stocks, but Robinhood does not in most cases. So it's definitely one of the more free ways of doing this, which is why I personally chose it, because this is playing around for me. This is like dipping my toe into the pool of the stock market. So I don't want to be giving all these people commission when I'm just trying to try it out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just messing around with it. I'm not doing it for real yet. Keyword yet, because I really want to get into this world. And that's actually going to be an upcoming video coming soon. I'm going to do what you should do instead of pay off your loans. And yes, it's a very triggering title, but basically right now they're suspending loan payments, and so I'm kind of going to go over what I'm personally going to do, maybe some ideas on what you can do with that extra money if you have it. Like, I was planning on paying the loans anyway, so instead of that, I'm going to use that money for something else, and that's what that video is going to go over. But this video is just about stocks, okay? When I started doing this research on stocks, I really wanted to know why I should choose to put my money into stocks over another type of investment. And the biggest thing I saw was because it's such a good introductory into investing for people with a low amount of money. So obviously I don't have that much money to put into investing right now, but I still want to get my foot in the door, and stocks are a great way to do that, because even on Robinhood they have a whole entire section, I guess you would call it, like a section on stocks under $25 that are popular. So you don't actually need that much money to start investing, which is great because it allows so many people to get their foot in the door that wouldn't normally be able to. Because if you're buying a house or something like that, you need a lot of money. Even a $100,000 house, you're gonna need about $20,000 for a down payment, and you also need to prove that you can pay that loan so the person will actually give you a mortgage. And then you also have a mortgage payment every single month. And with stocks, that's not the case. You have a flat fee that you pay to buy that stock to have a piece of this company. Another thing I was really wondering when I started doing all this is how do you even pick a stock? There are so many stocks to choose from. How do you even know what to search? Because even when you open up Robinhood, it's gonna have a list of very common popular stocks, but there's so many more than that. So how do you find them? How do you choose them? How do you find out information on whether it's a good investment, a bad investment? Do you do it now? Do you do it later? And I kind of figured out with these golden rules when I was doing my research. And number one, don't invest in anything that you don't understand. But don't worry if you don't understand a lot of things that you want to invest in. That doesn't mean you can't ever invest in it. It just means don't invest in it until you do the research. But how do you do the research? Because what exactly are you supposed to look at and not look at? And there is many advice on that. I could do a whole nother video on that. There is so much out there for that information. But a general golden rule is that number two, look at a company's investor page. So the investor page will have a 10Q and a 10K usually, and that will go over their financials, which will give you a really good idea on whether you should invest in them or not, and you can have different opinions on what you're looking for in their financials. But you want to be able to, again, understand the company that you're investing in. Two, do the research. Look at their investors page. And number three, believe in the company and believe that it is undervalued and someday will be worth more money. Because the whole point in stocks, the reason why you are making money is because you are buying a piece of company at hopefully a lower than its valued amount, so that when it goes up in value, it's going to be worth more, which means your stock's going to be worth more than you paid, and you can hopefully, sell it for a higher price and have that profit. But if you don't expect the company to do well, if you haven't put research into, is this company going to even go bankrupt, then you shouldn't invest in it because you don't understand it. You don't have any clue at all. Yes, you will never have the whole entire picture. It is never a guarantee. There is always risk, but at least you can put their research in and know if this company has a crap ton of debt. Because if a company has a crap ton of debt and doesn't have much capital, doesn't have much cash, doesn't have much inventory, not much anything, then how are they supposed to survive, especially in a time like right now, where so many companies that weren't even predicted to really struggle as bad are struggling right now because of what's going on with COVID-19. So you definitely want to do your best at finding a company that has low amount of debt and lots of cash on hand so that hopefully they can make it through a time like this, though it does depend on what type of investing you want to do. There are many types. Some are quicker and some are more long-term. And in general, I plan on doing long-term investing, which means I will have my money wrapped up for a couple years, and that is for multiple reasons. There is multiple statistical data on the fact that long-term investing usually opts out with more profits. And then in addition to that, it takes away a lot of the emotional aspect of buying and selling stocks. Because if you're one of those people that is day trading and buying and selling your stock within the day, that means you have a lot of investment emotionally in what is going on. So when it falls a cent, it really makes a difference. But long term, you're okay with the little bit of bumps of up and down. Yes, you're going to evaluate whether you buy more of that stock or sell that stock depending on what is going up and down. But in general, you plan on keeping your money in there. It just might go in and out and in and out, but it's not going to be like, go buy this stock, buy this stock, buy that stock. It's less of an emotional investment because it's not like when you're at the casino and you're gambling on red and everything matters on what's going to happen in that second. You're looking at things from a bigger perspective. There are many more benefits to long-term investing, but I would say research the different types and figure out what works best for you. And in general, plan on having your money wrapped up longer than you would with gambling because it's not going to be an instant reward or failure. A lot of times you're going to have your money wrapped up for years to come, and depending on what type, if it's long-term, it's probably going to be about 3 to 5 years. And if you find any good resources on investing, please share them down in the comments, whether it is another YouTuber or a video, an article. I know that I would love to see it, and so would other people watching. And please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below to join the crazy fam if you haven't already. And I will see you in one day. Yes, one day with a new video. And feel free to always message me at crazyfamilyfirst or Tori Zanka if you have any personal questions or things you want to talk about. I am always there to talk to every single one of you. Have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you. Have a good one.